Hey guys, I'm George, the nice medic gentleman, and it's time for your daily dose of some fragrance content. Now, up until very recently, this fragrance, After Effect from French Avenue, was considered the best Middle Eastern clone of Initio's side effect that you can get. And I do admit that this is one of my most favorite fragrances from French Avenue because it has really nice quality, smells very similar to the original fragrance and offers great performance. But lately there seems to be a new player from the Middle East which is trying to do the very same thing, or maybe, you know, even taking the crown of the best clone of a side effect that you can get. And that fragrance comes from the brand of Paris Corner, and it's called Farah. Now, quite a few of you have asked about this fragrance, they wanted my opinion on it, and I bought it about a week ago, and today I'm going to share with you my initial experience with Farah from Paris Corner. So let's first take a very quick look at the packaging and the presentation. I'm not going to take too much time to show you this, but the fragrance comes packaged in this sort of a purplish colored bottle with a box with some golden accents. On the front you got the name of the fragrance, the name of the company, along with the bottle size, which is 100 milliliters, and the concentration, which is supposedly extrait de parfum. On the top and on the back you get some additional information, sticker of authenticity. On the bottom again as well you get some more information, along with the production date. In this case the production date of this bottle is actually September of 2024, so it's not like this is a brand new bottle, it's been produced over half a year ago. And then this is the way that the bottle looks. It has similar bottle design to the original fragrance, but with slightly different shape. This has more of a squarish shape. The cap is plastic, actually feels kind of cheap in hand, but at least it's a snug fit. And the fragrance itself has a pressurized sprayer that I'm about to show you. So, you know, presentation wise, it's nothing spectacular, but it's not bad either. It has, I don't know, I kind of like it. And it's very similar, as you can see, in a way to the one from French Avenue, and also somewhat similar to the original fragrance. This is the sprayer in action. It's a great pressurized sprayer with great put out. And the scent itself, well, it smells nice, and it actually smells very, very nice. Now, when it comes to Paris Corner, their clones can be a bit hit and miss sometimes, you know. Sometimes they do really nice things, other times they miss the mark a little bit. Usually what I've learned with time with Paris Corner is that more often than not they will actually put a bit of a twist when it comes to the scent profile. Very rarely they actually try to do a straight up clone, but in this case I think they were trying to do just that, and I think they did a very good job. This smells very similar to Side Effect. Opens up with that boozy sweetness and spiciness of the original fragrance. You get the saffron note, you get the rum note, just like you get with the original. You get the cinnamon note, you get the ouds, you get the vanillic sweetness. There's a hint of the tobacco as well. This is one of those scents that is pretty linear, doesn't change that much, apart from a bit of that spiciness in the opening and the strength of the rum note. This doesn't change that much throughout its life. But also this feels a little bit more powdery than the original fragrance, feels soft, feels maybe not as spicy as the original one, and definitely not as spicy as After Effect as well, which may make it a little bit more wearable for some people. The cinnamon and the saffron are not as strong as you'll get with After Effect, and I think they're closer to the original fragrance compared to After Effect. The dry down becomes this very familiar affair of the tobacco, vanilla with the ouds, and still a bit of that spiciness and a bit of that booziness from the opening. But again, I think in here there's a bit of tonka bean, which adds a bit of powderness on its dry down. It's done very nicely. There's no harshness, there's no alcohol blast in the opening, and this smells very, very nice. And in fact, I was very pleasantly surprised by the way that Farah smells. When we have to talk about performance, keep in mind that again this bottle I've had it only for about a week, so it's a very recently opened bottle, but definitely straight out of the of the box this has been a solid performing scent, giving me, at least for the moment, roughly around about 8 hours of performance, with, I would say, good projection in the first about hour and a half. So performance wise there's absolutely no issue with this fragrance. I'm going to compare the two very quickly at the end of this video, so now I'll move on to the actual price. I personally paid around about 25 euros to get it, which is a little bit cheaper than After Effects, and I would say this is a pretty fair deal because this offers nice quality, good performance, and also offers you know, a pretty close scent to the original fragrance, and that for a fraction of the price of the original scent. So I think at that price point this is a good deal. If you can get it for even cheaper, so let's say cheaper than $30 or 25 euros, that will be a superb deal in my opinion. And versatility wise, this is definitely a unisex fragrance that is as unisex as the original fragrance. Definitely feels a little bit more unisex than After Effect, which may feel a little bit more masculine for some people. And this is definitely a cold weather fragrance that is a lot better suited for the nighttime. In the end, I'm just going to very quickly compare them. Now I'll do a full in-depth sort of comparison between the two of them as soon as I gather a little bit more experience with Farah, because I think that's the fair thing to do. Because as I said, this is a pretty new bottle and it's not had that much time to sit around. Now when it comes to the scent, I personally find Farah to be ever so slightly closer to the original fragrance, just because it feels a little bit smoother in the opening, a little bit softer. After Effect, probably the main reason why some people don't like After Effect is the fact that this is a little bit rough, can be a little bit overly spicy. The cinnamon and the saffron can come across a little bit too sharp in the opening, especially compared to the original fragrance. And I know that a lot of people have a bit of a problem with the opening of After Effect, and that's where in my opinion Farah actually outshines a little bit After Effect, because it feels a little bit softer, it feels a little bit smoother. Other than that, both of them, especially on the dry down, will get you very close to the original scent. So yeah, that's it about the scent itself. About performance, definitely for the moment After Effect is better performing, but keep in mind that I've had this bottle for I think over a year now, whereas Farah is still a relatively new fragrance for my collection, so it's not had enough time to sit around and mature or steep or whatever you want to call it. But straight out of the box, this offers a pretty decent performance. Still though, After Effect, at least for the moment, offers better performance. And the price tag here is where Farah is cheaper than, at least here in Europe, this is cheaper than After Effect, and because it also offers a 100 milliliter bottle size, whereas After Effect is 80 milliliters, for the moment this seems like a slightly better deal. But again, I'm not going to tell you which is the better one, definitely, because I just want to give Farah a little bit more time. I want to wear it a little bit more, and in the upcoming weeks I'll do a little bit more of an in-depth comparison between the two of them. But so far, Farah seems to be a very impressive release from Paris Corner. So guys, in today's video I shared with you my initial experience with a new release from the brand of Paris Corner, which is called Farah, and it's a clone of Initio's Side Effect, and quite a good one. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me tomorrow for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.